Hey guys, Indy here, and I'm recording RPG a Day at work on my laptop. I don't think my phone's going to be able to capture all this stuff, and I need to catch up. So, question 2, what non-existent RPG would you like to see happen? There's lots of different IPs out there, both from the media, from other media like Lord of the Rings or Dresden Files. And there are a ton of different sets of mechanics. But what isn't out there is the particular mixes of mechanics. So most simulation systems tend to be really heavy in play. Most. So I am one of those people who kind of has an RPG on the side that I'm working on developing. So as I'm not really drawn to role-playing in a known IP because I feel like I'll never be as happy with that experience as I was ingesting the original media that IP is from, I think my only answer for this question would be a system like the system that I'm developing, where the resolution mechanic is in itself is fun. Not to say that it's a mini game, and some people like the act of rolling the dice and that tension of what's going to happen. And granted, that's something that I like. But simply rolling a die to hit a target number or multiple dice to hit a target number, that's not very interesting. Rolling dice to hope for high odds like you do in any game that has an explosive dice mechanic like Rollmaster, that can be fun. Dice pools are a little more interesting, counting up the number of successes. But for my personal taste, something that I really miss is the 4-color chart from Advanced Marvel and TSR. I consider that a fun mechanic, a fun resolution mechanic. And it worked so well because it kept the system really boiled down. I also like to see using skills to improve skills and stats. Call of Cthulhu has a bit of that. I would like to see a degree of simulation as far as you can't, things like, hey, you can't just perform a healing roll because you have a good X stat. No, there needs to be training for these things, and the difference between trained and untrained needs to be significant. But at the same time, I can do without 250 different skills and all the fine delineations between them. I can do without that, believe it or not. And so many systems, skills are kind of set, and I'm okay with that because I'm kind of a raw person anyway, so I want the system to really represent what the designer wanted to be in play. But as someone who prefers raw, then if I feel like something's lacking, then I feel a little odd adding skills. So the system that I'm developing is, when I get around to that project, is a 5-color, actually 6-color, 5-color, 5-color chart for resolution, character point based build with the same scaling of points going into improving, so no levels, and those points being assigned based on what you did that session, so use to improve, and only having a basic skeleton of skills or powers or spells or whatever is appropriate for the genre, and then a player/GM guide section on how to extend other ideas. So that's kind of be my answer today. Maybe I'll get around to wrapping that system up someday. Maybe not. I don't think the world will be worse off if I never do or anything like that. There's lots of really good fun systems and fun to be had out there. But I can't think of any one thing that I wish was out there. All right, I don't have an outro yet, so got a cough. I've been editing lots of coughs out, so I don't have an outro up yet. But go check out the rest of the RPG videos and like and comment below about your input and share your videos and look for the RPG Facebook group, the RPG Brigade on Facebook, and join in the conversation.